Hello everyone, my name is Dee and welcome to Books and Quirks. Today I'm going to be telling you about the books that I read this past week. And I only finished 2 books this week. It was a slow reading week for me. I was able to get through half of another, but you saw that in my Friday reads. So the first book that I want to talk about is Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake. I loved this book. You know, a lot of people, I read on Goodreads some reviews, and I heard a lot of people say that they were really bored with the first 75% of the book. I personally didn't feel that way. I thought, I read this really quickly. I absolutely loved it. What you have to know about this book going in, I think, is that it's very character driven. And also, I didn't know when I first went into this book or when I purchased this book that it is going to be part of a series. So this book is that, classic first book of a series where you're getting to know the characters, you're getting to know the world. And I think that's why, some people might have said what they said, is because this book is dedicated to getting to know the characters really well. And I absolutely was so in love with these girls. I thought they were just such wonderful characters. So this is about 3 sisters, 3 triplets actually. Arsinoe, let me make sure I get the names right. Arsinoe, I think that's how you pronounce her name, is a naturalist. Mirabella is an elemental, and Catherine is a poisoner. So they each have these, each of the triplets has this gift, has one gift. If you're a poisoner, you have the gift of being able to ingest poisons as well as create poisons. If you're a naturalist, you have the ability to manipulate things in nature, whether it be animals or plants. And if you're an elemental, you have the ability to manipulate the 4, elements: earth, air, water, fire. And these sisters, it's their fate. Every generation, triplets are born, each with a gift. And every generation, when they turn 16, they must fight each other and kill each other for the sole honor of being the sole queen, for the honor of getting the crown. So they are royalty, and they know that they have to do this, and they prepare their whole lives for this. However, what I found so lovable about these girls, they're not evil. I didn't feel that way throughout reading this book, and you'll get to know what happens if you choose to read it. But I really just thought, they were put into this position, this impossible position of, needing to kill their sisters. And they do know each other. They did grow up together till the age of 6. So they do have memories of each other, and they do have a love for one another. So it's really, as I was reading it, it was breaking my heart that they would have to go through this. So I won't say any more because I think that will get into spoilers. But basically, everything I said is on the inside flap of the book. But I really would recommend this, but I just want to warn people that, like I said, this is the first book, so there's a lot of world building, and it's also very character driven. You're not getting a lot of action until the last 60, 70 pages maybe. So I really fully enjoyed this book. I don't know when the second book is going to come out. There's no information on that yet. So I'm assuming it will be at least a year till it comes out, but I cannot wait until that happens because I really love this book. The second book that I finished this week was by far my favorite, and it is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is just your typical rom-com romance. I absolutely loved it. This is about a couple who are forced to work together. Joshua and Lucy are both 2 executive assistants to 2 CEOs of separate companies. Their companies go through a merger, and they are forced to work together. And they really have a tumultuous relationship. Joshua is just arrogant. You know, Lucy is more of a people pleaser. And oh my God, it's just so funny. You know, so obviously this is a romance. So they start out hating each other, and, you know, love eventually blossoms out of that. But it's just so funny. It reminded me of so many of my favorite romantic comedies. I absolutely loved it. I thought, you know, and parts of this book, two parts actually made me cry, and that's really hard to do. I do not cry in books, no matter how sappy it gets or how heartbreaking it gets. It's really hard to get me to cry, and I actually did twice. So that was really weird, and that was really, you know, says something, I think, for me personally about this book. And I know that this book is something I will be rereading many times in my life because it was just so great. And anybody that likes adult romance, I think, or likes, you know, romantic comedies, you know, things like When Harry Met Sally and things like that, I think that you would really enjoy this book. Also takes place in Australia, which I thought was really interesting. So that is all I have for you. Those are the only two books that I finished last week, but I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know what you have been reading in the comments below, and please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye.